Hello everyone, welcome to Spider Webinar. My name is Omkar Patil and I am from Mumbai support team. So the topic for the day is entry exit using the mean strategy. So this is the main agenda for today's webinar. So without any further delay, we'll start with the webinar. I'll hide myself from here now. So the content for the day is basically we are going to cover what is exactly the mean reversion, what is how the mean reversion is actually derived, and what we are going to know what is the moving average and some uses of moving average as well, and then deep diving into how exactly we can use the mean reversion, that is the uses of mean reversion, for what various purpose the mean reversion is actually used for. Then we are also going to see how we can create the setup using the spider software, and the last part is we are going what we have learned, actually we are going to deploy everything in the technical query and try to find out the stocks objectively using the technical query. So without further delay, we'll start now to the main topic. So basically mean is some jargon for average. If I have to say what exactly a mean is, then it is just a jargon for average. So average is also called as mean, and so on and so forth. So mean is basically the summation of closing prices of n days, which is divided by n numbers of days. Suppose you are taking some average for last 14 days. So basically जो closing price रहेगा 14 days का, हम उसे sum करेंगे एंड उसे 14 के साथ डिवाइड करके जो भी वैल्यू आएगा वो हमारा करंट सिंपल डेज मूविंग एवरेज रहेगा. तो बेसिकली एक एवरेज का यूज क्या है? तो एवरेज बेसिकली हमें प्राइस का क्या ट्रेंड है वो बताएगा, कहाँ एग्जैक्टली सपोर्ट एंड रेजिस्टेंस है वो बताता है, और कहाँ प्राइस एक्सट्रीम पहुंच रहा है. ये काफी एक अंडररेटेड चीज है एवरेजेस का, कि हमें एक एक्सट्रीम बताता ही है, जो काफी लोगों को शायद मालूम नहीं है. इसीलिए हमने आज ये वेबिनार रखा है, which is totally focused on how we can actually find the price extreme using the mean reversion strategy. So coming to the trend, basically trend अगर आपको find out करना है using the moving average, for example there are few well known moving averages like 50 days moving average, 100 200 days moving average. So the context is really very important. Suppose the prices are trading above 50, 100 or 200, simply we will be looking for the buying opportunity or selling opportunity. This is what the basic concept if you are using it for the trend purpose. Or else there are characteristic of every certain stock has different characteristic. So like this, every stock doesn't follow a single moving average. So using that we can finding out which moving average is actually providing support to a prices, we can actually derive the moving average. So for example, if we are getting a average which is providing support to a nifty with a average period of 14 or 18 days, then it is not necessary that it will be providing the same moving average will be providing the support to every single stocks present in the nifty 50. The characteristic of every nifty 50 stock is different, and hence it will be providing support to the prices with some different parameters of moving average. Also, some other way to find out support and resistance is using the 50 days and 100 or 200 days moving crossover. Even that is called as the golden death crossover. If wherever that takes place, that particular level is also a crucial support or resistance, we can also take that. Now coming to the fundamental topic of the day, that is the price extreme. अभी प्राइस एक्सट्रीम बेसिकली हमें ये क्या बताएगा कि प्राइसेस कहाँ तक एक ट्रेवल कर सकते हैं या कहाँ तक ट्रेवल किया है, और अभी चांसेस है कि रिवर्जन हो सके. अभी हर एक जितने जितने भी स्टॉक्स है अपने मार्केट में या ओवरऑल मार्केट में, एवरी स्टॉक हैज अ सर्टेन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक, और एक कॉमन कैरेक्टरिस्टिक हर एक स्टॉक में ये है कि हर एक प्राइसेस जितने भी प्राइसेस है वो अपने मीन के आसपास ही घूमता रहता है. अभी मीन इज a dynamic support or resistance or a dynamic level, I must say. अभी कैसा है कि जैसे जैसे प्राइसेस ट्रेंड होते रहेंगे या प्राइसेस ऊपर या नीचे जाते रहेंगे, जो मीन है वो भी ऊपर या नीचे उस ट्रेंड के साथ चलता रहता है. दो अ मीन और अ एवरेज इज अ लिटिल बिट लैग, मतलब वो एक्चुअली प्राइस से डिराइव होता है, इसलिए उसमें सम लैगिंग फैक्टर है. तो हमें क्या करना है कि ये जो प्राइसेस जो है वो हमेशा मीन के आसपास ही घूमते रहता है. दिस इज द बेसिक concept and this is the fundamental concept which we have taken deep dive into today's webinar. So basically over here, generally the definition states that generally prices have a characteristic which states that it always reverts to its mean. So the main principle of the average is that the main use is that to find the price extreme, which we are going to do in some time. Then the main focus of R is to be present in the trend as well as the trading ranges. We can actually use mean reversion to act on the current trend. We can also, I'll show you how we can actually ride the existing uptrend or downtrend. As well, the mean reversion is also used in sideways market. Also, the most important part why mean reversion, the setup which we are going to take is also used for detrending the price. Now, detrending, I'll show it to you in some time how actually it looks like. And divergence, of course, like people, you might be known the RSI divergence, or like there are many people who are using MACD divergence as well. But using this, the setup which we are going to make, probably over here the divergence which we are going to use with respect to the context. Now context is basically how the prices are surrounded. So using the premises of the stock prices and using the divergence, we are going to see how well the divergence over here as compared to RSI works so well over here. So this is what we are going to see. Now the other thing, when the prices are trending strongly in a certain direction, they naturally will deviate from the moving average in the direction of the trend more than they will against it. Now what does it means कि अगर सपोज कोई अप ट्रेंड शुरू हो रहा है तो जो प्राइसेस जो है वो ऑफ कोर्स ऊपर की तरफ ज्यादा डिविएट करेंगे. अभी डिविएट का मतलब क्या है वो मैं आपको चार्ट पे बताता हूँ. सपोज ये अभी हमने सेटअप के लिए हमने ये लिया, मैं आपको बताऊंगा कि क्या क्या चीज हम यूज करने वाले हैं. अभी अगर ये जो है ये हमारा मूविंग एवरेज है. बेसिकली अगर आप देखा जाए तो प्राइसेस हमेशा एक लेवल जो मूविंग एवरेज है इसको क्रॉस करेंगे, फिर ऊपर जाएंगे, ये ऊपर जाएंगे, फिर वापस नीचे आएंगे, इसको बोलते हैं हम डिविएशन. ये जो अप ट्रेंड है इसे हम डिविएशन बोलेंगे. फिर ये अपने मीन को टच करने के लिए वापस अपने एवरेज के आसपास आएंगे. तो ये सर्टेन ये जो चीज है इसको हम मीन रिवर्जन बोलेंगे. सो अगर प्राइसेस एक सर्टेन लेवल तक अगर रिवर्ट डिविएट होता है प्राइसेस से, दैट इज फ्रॉम द एवरेज, तो हम उसे मीन रिवर्जन या एवरेज रिवर्जन बोल सकते हैं. अभी हाउ वी आर एक्चुअली गोइंग टू क्रिएट द सेटअप. अभी जो सेटअप हम यूज करने वाले हैं इसमें हम एक इंडिकेटर यूज करने वाले हैं जो सिर्फ और सिर्फ स्पाइडर सॉफ्टवेयर में अवेलेबल है, जो बेसिकली नेमली इट इज फॉर्मूला 100 multiplied by value 1 divided by value 2, and the second thing which we are going to need is basically the 10 days simple moving average. So these are the only two things which we are going to use for finding all this stuff. Even we are, by using these two things, we are also able to use price extremes. We will be also trying to write the trends. We will also try to detrend the data, and we will also try to find out divergence, which is probably going to work very well then. I guess there is some issue with the voice. Avinash, can you please just have a check whether am I audible to you or not.
Yeah, it's clear. You can resume the webinar. Yeah.
Okay. So moving on to the setup. Uh, I'll just create one more setup for you. Okay. So suppose this is your plain chart. Now, first thing which you are going to plot is the simple day moving average. The moving average. I'll take over here average parameter simple 10 days moving average. So I've plotted average over here. And now if you want to plot the formula, that is the which I have just mentioned over here, formula 100 multiplied by value 1 divided by value 2. Simply press S. Come to the formula section by pressing F. Over here you see formula B1 ratio 100 multiplied by value 1 divided by value 2. And I'm simply going to plot it over here. And the inputs which I'm going to take is the close. And over here, the input is going to be average, simple 10 days moving average. Simple 10 days moving average. So this is what the ratio exactly is. So basically, now if you see over here, the first one of the most important thing which we tried to find out using the main reversion is that to detrend the data. Now over here you see how the prices are trending. Fine, but over here if you see this trend has been detrended into some sideways action. So probably it gives you an idea where you can get probable entry points. Now over here you see the prices are trending. Now this is the support. Like by looking at some sideways price action, the concept is basically you buy at the support. Now suppose this is a trading range. For example, this is a trading range. Now this concept we are going to apply it over here when we detrend the price. Now this trending phase has been detrended to a sideways price action. This is the trending phase. Now we have flipped it with the 90-degree, and over here you get a sideways price action of this. Now with the same concept of trading a range bound direction, it becomes we get some advantage to trade in the direction of the trend. Suppose if this could have been a trading range, you could have bought it near the support and sold it near the resistance. But over here, it is not a trading range, but it is a trending range. So what we can do by detrending the price action, we can simply get our points over near the support. So we can also, by detrending the data, we can simply buy at the support and sell near the resistance. So we also get a probable entry setups using by detrending the data. You can try it by taking some different charts as well. So detrending a chart data is used for multiple things. You can also, like, the most important reason is the mean reversion. We also got a trending phase to a sideways range so that we can get the probable support and resistance to buy and sell. Now this is how we have created a setup. Now another important thing is to derive the level. Now if we are arbitrarily going to derive a level, or we are subjectively going to derive a level, we have to look at the data, how the past data has performed. We can simply derive it by looking at the data. Now over here, as this ratio is derived totally from the basis of price, we are going to see this is working as an oscillator. So we can also derive some overbought levels and oversold levels. Now please mark me over here. This is probably derived from the price and it is acting as the oscillators. With the use of it can act as a RSI as well, but it is smoothened by dividing the values. So the main thing which we are going to derive over here is the support and the overbought and the oversold level. तो अभी यहाँ पर अगर हम देखेंगे तो प्राइसेस जब ट्रेंड हो रहा है तो प्राइसेस जनरली ये लेवल एंड ये लेवल के बीच ऑस्किलेट हो रहा है. जो हमारा रेशियो है वो ये लेवल और ये लेवल के बीच ऑस्किलेट हो रहा है. तो हम सिंपली क्या कर सकते हैं, हम यहाँ पर एक अपना ओवरसोल्ड जोन बना सकते हैं एंड अप ट्रेंड के लिए बेसिकली हम यहाँ पर ओवरबॉट जोन बना सकते हैं. अभी ये जो दिख रहा है दिस इज कॉल्ड एज थ्रस्ट. थ्रस्ट बेसिकली क्या होता है कि अगर कोई सर्टेन ओवरबॉट लेवल या ओवरसोल्ड लेवल ब्रीच होता है और प्राइसेस में एक स्पाइक आता है या प्राइसेस फिर भी वो डायरेक्शन में मूव होता है, उसे हम थ्रस्ट बोलेंगे. So this is how you can simply derive the level subjectively. Now this deriving this level subjectively differs from stocks to stocks. अभी अगर ये लेवल एसबीआई लाइफ पे चल रहा है जो यहाँ पर एग्जांपल है, तो जरूरी नहीं है कि वो कोई रिलायंस जैसे स्टॉक या कोई अपोलो हॉस्पिटल जैसे स्टॉक पे चलता हो. तो ये एक टोटली सब्जेक्टिव मैटर है. यू कैन डिराइव इट बाय योरसेल्फ. नाउ अनदर थिंग व्हिच आई एम गोइंग टू शो इट टू यू इज बेसिकली there are some levels which are predetermined. Those are 97.5 and 104.5. That is over here 97.5 and 104.5. तो ये कुछ प्री डिटरमाइंड लेवल्स है. अभी ये लेवल्स को हमें यूज करना है ना, तो एक चीज याद रखिएगा, जो रेगुलर चीज जो है, अगर इफ यू आर यूजिंग सिंपली दिस वैल्यूज फॉर ओवरबॉट एंड ओवरसोल्ड, द बेसिक एंट्री इज गोइंग टू बी जब प्राइसेस 97.5 लेवल को क्रॉस करके ऊपर जाए, दैट विल बी आवर बाय सिग्नल. एंड जब भी प्राइसेस 104.5 को ब्रीच करके नीचे की तरफ आए, तो दैट विल बी आवर प्रोबेबल एग्जिट सिग्नल. अगर प्राइसेस जब अगर ट्रेंडिंग फॉर्मेट में मूव करता रहता है, तो प्राइसेस जनरली 100 टू 108 115 के आसपास भी चलते रहता है. So you can use the regular levels as 97.5 and 104 levels in the normal market situation. When the prices are trending, you can simply use the level of the oscillations can be done between 1 to 108, or the oscillation can exceed even 100 and 115 level as well. अभी मैं आपको कुछ एग्जांपल्स दिखाता हूं जहां पर आपको ना ट्रेंड को कैसे फॉलो करना है, मैं आपको बताता हूं कुछ एग्जांपल्स के साथ. अभी अबाउट इंडिया, अभी we don't have to simply jump into the trade the moment the certain levels or the levels which we have derived subjectively or objectively, like the 97 and 105, if that level is breached, we are not simply going to act on that level. The most important and the most fundamental thing is what the price exactly is saying, what the context is, how the prices are surrounded. Now over here you come, तो हमारा क्या लेवल था कि अगर 97.5 अगर ब्रीच होता है लेवल, तो डेट विल बी आर लॉन्ग एंट्री, एंड प्रोबेबली व्हेन 104.5 level is breached from the upside, that will be our exit signal. But यहाँ पर एक fundamental, the rule which comes into the play is that the price action, the context over here फॉर द इफ यू आर गोइंग ऑन द लॉन्ग साइड, अगर आप लॉन्ग साइड जा रहे हो तो लॉन्ग एंट्री के पहले मेक श्योर कीजिएगा कि जो ट्रेंड प्रायर ट्रेंड जो है वो पॉजिटिव है। अगर वो पॉजिटिव ही है और यहाँ पर अगर वो 97.5 का लेवल क्रॉस करता है, that is the time when you are going to act, that is the time when you are going to pull the trigger on the long side। तो अगर आप यहाँ पर देखोगे, यहाँ पर प्रायर ट्रेंड जो है वो काफी पॉजिटिव है। जब प्राइसेस ट्रेंड हो रहा है तो प्राइसेस देखिएगा जनरली 101 100 के लेवल के ऊपर ही है। नोट करिएगा यहाँ पर ये 100 का लेवल है। जब प्राइसेस ट्रेंड हो रहा है तो देखिएगा प्राइसेस 100 के ऊपर ही है। बट द मीन रिवर्जन कंसेप्ट कम्स ओवर हियर। अभी प्राइसेस हैव डिविएटेड सब्सटेंशियली फ्रॉम द मूविंग एवरेज। तो एज द कंसेप्ट इज कि जब कोई प्राइसेस अपने एवरेज को डिविएट काफी दूर तक करे तो वो चांसेस है कि वो अपने मीन तक वापस आए। अभी यहाँ पर दो कंडीशंस हो सकती है, या तो प्राइसेस अपनी मीन के पास आए जो कि एवरेज है, प्राइसेस या तो अपने एवरेज के पास आए या एवरेज खुद प्राइस के पास जाए। ये दो चीज में से कोई एक चीज हो सकती है। ओवर ईयर प्राइसेस यहाँ पर आए नीचे, ठीक है। बाद में विच द फर्स्ट थिंग, द रूल नंबर 1, द प्राइसेस वाज ऑन द अपसाइड। लुक, द रेशियो वेंट बिलो 97.5 एंड जब रेशियो 97.5 के ऊपर गया, that was the level where we could have acted. Probably we got a buy signal over here. The rule number 1, which states that the context earlier to the entry should be on the upside, it satisfies the entry signal, and our exit could have been over here. The first exit could have been over here around the 104 level, 104.5. So we got a buy around this day, that is on the 10th of August, and we got a sell over here at this date, that is 14th of September. So we could have rallied, we could have righted the whole trend. Again, prices came down. The price action was still positive. Prices reached this level, the level of 97.5. Your exit could have been over here if you were a kind of some, if you want to book your profit, you could have booked over here, but we did not get an exit signal over here. Why? Because the ratio did not turn on the downside below this level. So after this 108 level, the ratio reached till 108 level and probably it reversed. Then this was the price extreme. When the ratio is around 108 or 104, this is the level where the prices have reached their extreme. So this is the time where we have to start our profit booking. So we got a exit signal over here. The first exit got over here, and the second exit to square off all your position was done over here. The next example is basically the ABFRL. Now over here again, the context over here was positive. The trend earlier was positive. Then the ratio went down to 94.87. Then again it reached its threshold level, that is 97.5, and it gave us a buy signal. Provided the prior context was positive, it gave us a long signal. Again over here, it reached 104, but it did not give us any sell signal. Why? Because it did not crossed over here and it closed below this. It was over here, it went above 104. We are still in the trend, and probably it crossed the higher threshold, that is the level of 109.44, and it reached over here, and we got our first exit over here and our second exit over here. So you could have entered over here and you exited position over here, but the trend is still positive. The oscillation did not go below 100, as the principle states that the prices, when those are trending, it oscillates between 100, it does not go below 100, sorry. So over here, the oscillation did not go above 100. Still, we could have been in the trend. And again, when it broke this level by going up, we could have got the probable, this was the sign that the prices have reached the extremes and we got a selling opportunity over here, or this could have been considered as a exit signal. The next script is basically over here, the Adani Green. The prior context is quite positive. The prior context, if you see, the context is basically the prior trend should be up. In the very layman language, before acting, the prior trend should be up. The prices were on the upside. Then over here, prices breached the level of 97.5. Now, what should be your stop loss? Now, if this kind of situation occurs, if the low was around this level, we will just catch the prior swing low. This could be our stop loss a little bit below this, or you can simply, what you can do, just select the low of this level and subtract the ATR value. That is the average to range of your 14 days. You can consider it. You simply add 14 days average and you can simply subtract that value from the low and you'll get your stop loss. Probably this could have been your stop loss. Considering you have looked what's the value of the ATR. Again, the context over here is the trend over here is on the upside. We got a buy signal over here, actually over here, but our stop loss is not triggered. We are still in the trend, and then prices started to trend, and our first level, which was the 104 level, it got crossed over. Then probably prices started to trend. Then over here, we got an exit signal over here on this day. But the trend was still on the upside. Why? Because the ratio did not oscillate below 100 level. So we are still in the trend, and probably if we got a second exit over here, so probably now there are high chances that Adani Green will come near its mean. And then again, if the trend is positive, the context is positive, if again it comes down and breaches the level of 97.5, that is the level we are going to act upon on Adani Green. Now, all cargo, this is another example. Over here again, this is just the example how we can write the trend or how we can take the advantage of trend. Over here, the context was positive, the trend was on the upside, the prices went down, and then the prices crossed the level of 97.50. That could have been your long signal. Here it reached the level of 105, but the prices were on the upside. It did not oscillate below 100 level, and we could have righted the whole trend. The then the oscillator started going above its 108 level, and probably the first exit came over here. It suggested us that the prices have reached the extreme level. So our first exit could have been over here, followed by second exit over here. We could have exited all our position over here. So you could have righted the whole trend using this method. Just the thing is that we must check before entering into the trade whether the prior trend is on the upside or not. If the prior trend is not on the upside, you are simply not going to enter on the trade, because this is an oscillator. It keeps on oscillating between two certain levels. So this is the main context how we are going to use it for. Now the second most important thing which this tells us is basically the divergence. Now, as RSI divergence is very well known to most of the people, I'll just tell you what the divergence is. If the prices are making new high, but the oscillator is not making a new high, it means that the speed or the way the stock is moving, it is not confirming the movement. This is what the divergence is. In the positive divergence, if the prices is making new high, but the oscillator, sorry, if the prices is making new lower low, but the oscillator is making higher high, then that is positive divergence, and opposite is the negative divergence. Now I'll show you how well the divergence works over here. If we come over here, all cargo again over here, this is the high, this is the second high. Fine. Now the oscillator has made high over here, but the prices have made a new high, and the ratio which we are using, that didn't make a new high. So probably that is a sign of a concern, like sign of a concern where you can consider it as a pause or a reversal in trend. As divergence, we are not going to act, we are just going to consider it as a pause or reversal sign. So over here you see this is the divergence. The next thing, यहाँ पर अगर आप देखा जाए तो यहाँ पर एक हायर हाई है और यहाँ पर भी एक हायर हाई है, बट जो रेशियो है उसने एक लोअर लो बनाया है. तो दिस कॉन्ट्राडिक्ट्स द व्यू दैट जो हाई बनाया है वो काफी मोमेंटम के साथ नहीं बना है, एंड सिंपली दिस इज गोइंग टू बी या तो ट्रेंड में पॉज आने वाला है या तो रिवर्सल आने वाला है, एंड देन वी फॉलोड अ गुड रिवर्सल. द नेक्स्ट थिंग ओवर हियर यू सी, यहाँ पर एक हाई बना है, यहाँ पर एक हाई बना और एक यहाँ पर हाई बना. तो अगर यहाँ पर देखा जाए तो यहाँ पर नेगेटिव डाइवर्जेंस है, तो इट सजेस्ट अ पॉज और अ डाउन ट्रेंड. सेम थिंग यहाँ पर ऑन द करंट चार्ट ऑफ सोलाफिन, यहाँ पर एक डाइवर्जेंस दिख रहा है हमें, तो ये या तो पॉज है या तो रिवर्सल साइन है. सेम चीज फॉर द दीपक नाइट्रेट. नाउ वॉट एवर वी हैव discussed in the today's webinar, we have made a query for you. So this is the query. तो अभी यहाँ पर मैंने 100 डेज मूविंग एवरेज प्लॉट किया है एंड यहाँ पर मैंने रेशियो प्लॉट किया है. द स्टार यू सी दैट इज बेसिकली बिकॉज आई हैव चेंज्ड द इनपुट, आई हैव टेकन द इनपुट एज शोन अर्लियर. तो ये क्वेरी है. अभी ये जो क्वेरी है दैट इज द रिलेशनशिप द C4, दैट इज द C4 कंडीशन. इट इज की द अपवर्ड ब्रेक ऑफ द थ्रेशोल्ड. अगर प्राइजेस कोई कांस्टेंट वैल्यू जो मैंने ली है यहाँ पर 97.5 है, अगर प्राइसेस 97.5 या 104 का लेवल अगर क्रॉस करे तो हमें ये नोटिफाई करेगा. मैं अभी से रन करता हूँ ये क्वेरी को. अभी अगर आप देखोगे यहाँ पर ये पहला क्वेरी है. अगर ये लेवल जो हमारा जो लेवल है 97.5 लेवल, वो अगर ब्रीच होता है तो हमें यहाँ पर पता चलेगा. अगर वो लेवल ब्रीच होता है तो हमें यहाँ पर पता चलेगा ये वाले क्वेरी में द अपवर्ड ब्रेकआउट ऑफ द थ्रेशोल्ड. अभी फॉर द डाउनवर्ड ब्रेकआउट हमारे पास ये है, अगर प्राइसेस एक्सट्रीम पहुंच चुके हैं, अगर प्राइसेस 108 या 104.5 लेवल अगर ब्रेक करके नीचे आता है तो हमें ये यहाँ पर पता चलेगा. दैट इज बेसिकली द C5 कंडीशन, दैट इज डाउनवर्ड ब्रेक ऑफ द थ्रेशोल्ड. अभी ये हाई इक्विलिब्रियम, अभी हाई इक्विलिब्रियम जनरली जो मैंने बोला था कि प्राइस जब ट्रेंड होता है तो 100 के ऊपर ही वो ऑस्किलेट होता रहता है. तो बेसिकली ये हमें यहाँ पर पता चलेगा. तो देखिएगा जब प्राइजेस ने अपना थ्रेशोल्ड लोअर थ्रेशोल्ड 97 भी ब्रेक किया हो और 100 के ऊपर ही ऑस्किलेट होने वाला रहेगा, तो यहाँ पर हमें इस क्वेरी में पता चलेगा. अभी यहाँ पर जो लिया है मैंने ये नेगेटिव डाइवर्जेंस एंड पॉजिटिव डाइवर्जेंस के लिए लिया है. तो प्रोबेबली अभी यहाँ पर ऐसा कोई स्टॉक नहीं है जो पॉजिटिव डाइवर्जेंस का कंडीशन फुलफिल करता है बिकॉज ऑफ द मार्केट कंडीशन विच वी आर इनटू. तो अपोलो हॉस्पिटल, अगर आप यहाँ पर देखोगे, I'll just bring this Apollo hospital over here. तो यहाँ पर ये अपोलो हॉस्पिटल है, ये जुबली एंड फार्मा, गैलेक्सी, चोलाफिन, ये सब जो स्टॉक्स है यहाँ पर नेगेटिव डाइवर्जेंस है. चोलाफिन एज अर्लियर आई हैव शोन यू द एग्जांपल. ये भी SBI लाइफ, भारत फॉर. अभी यहाँ पर देखा जाए तो देखिएगा एक हायर हाई बना, बट यहाँ पर डाइवर्जेंस हो चुका है. यहाँ पर ये हाई जो है वो कंफर्म नहीं है. ठीक है, तो दिस इज इधर अ साइन ऑफ रिवर्सल या तो साइन ऑफ that whether the prices are going to be in a sideways direction now. देवयानी सेम थिंग, ये सब जो है ये नेगेटिव डाइवर्जेंस वाले स्टॉक्स है. यहाँ पर a high has been found, this high is greater than this high, but over here this is the negative divergence. So if you have any query regarding this webinar, you can simply contact us. On the support number, that is 022 350 18383, or else you can WhatsApp us on this number, or else you can write us on spider@spidersoftwareindia.com. So this is me, Omkar Patil, signing out from the webinar. It was pleasure to have you in the today's webinar. Thank you so much.